This week, The Fiends watched
X.
short for whatever you want.
It's the new film by director Ty West,
Love him.
who has done love House of the Devil.
Innkeepers.
Love the Innkeepers, man. He had that Western, and he did a segment in VHS.
The new second Honeymooners.
I've always loved Ty West. I've loved him as a director.
Same.
So we don't know what each other thought, and I'm very kind of excited to see what you thought. So I'm going to ask you first, man.
Please do.
Spoiler free for now. What did you think of X?
X. What I thought of X. I honestly don't think I could like this movie more than I did when I walked out of the theater, man. I really, really like this. It's borderline love, Mikey. I think Ty West nailed it. I think he's a perfect combination with A24 in that studio. And all around, I dug everything from the acting to the prosthetics to the kills. I loved it all. So, wow.
Okay.
That's how I feel about X.
Okay.
What did you think about X? I'm going to do it every time I say it.
You're sick. This movie sucks. I'm not going to say I hated it, but I am going to say I hated it. There is zero story. There is zero interesting characters. There is no point. 90% of the shots are pretentious and wasted time, and it's lazy. And I didn't like this movie whatsoever. And I'm like massively disappointed.
And I know my best friend, because we've known each other for
Yeah.
years, I know that he's lying.
I'm not lying.
There's no... Oh, for real?
1,000%
You just
real.
got me? I got.
I didn't. Okay, first of all, I didn't lie.
Okay, all right. Then that was the best acting you've ever done. Okay.
I didn't lie.
All right.
So
all
how
right.
is it acting?
All right, man. So you didn't like it?
I
Wow.
fucking hated it.
You hated
I
X.
fucking hated it.
Wow.
I fucking hated this movie, man.
Really?
Could not. I was so disappointed with this. I can't. And I knew you were going to like it because it has boobs in it. And I was like, oh, Mike is going to be blinded by the porn industry aspect to it. I go, so Mikey's going to just definitely love this movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, very disappointed with it. So we will get into it.
For sure.
Now.
You don't want to leave, do you?
People's eyes are gonna pop out of their damn skulls when they see this.
And listen, like, I'm in the minority. This movie has a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience scores high. So I get it that I am in the minority and I wanted to love this movie.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just did not. And maybe some cool practical effects or whatever. I hated the main girl playing the old woman from the jump. I said, why are you doing that? You could tell it's just a young person in old age makeup. Hated it. Hated that decision from the jump.
Okay. Wow. I gotta be honest. Took me halfway through to realize it was Mia Goth. Yeah, it took me about halfway through. And I go, ooh, this is definitely not... Yeah, it took me a while. It was... I don't want to say it was... Yeah, it was probably right after they did that scene where they show them in the same position, right? I go, oh my God, that is Mia. They got me. And I said, good for them. Good for you.
Okay. Okay. Good for
good
me.
for you to know. I mean, you knew pretty early on?
I feel like most people did.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I've seen 50-50.
I'm never a believer in old age makeup, so I didn't like that choice at all. And I guess I was expecting, it's about a group of people who are going to make a low budget porno movie in the 70s, and they're staying at this house owned by an old couple, a seemingly eerie, kind of weird old couple, and they're staying out in the back without telling them that they are doing a porno. Long story short, the old couple, the wife, is past her prime, sees them filming a porno, and she gets jealous, and all these old feelings come about, and she kind of goes crazy and starts killing them. That's the, short version of the story. I don't think there's any more version of the story than that.
No,
and that's part of the reason why I hated the movie. Just because what's the idea here? Like, what's the pitch? What's the pitch to this movie?
Yeah. It's a very familiar...
No, I'm asking you, what's the pitch?
Oh, like the actual pitch?
What are you, if you're going
I'm
into...
Ty West?
you're going into a studio and you need to pitch this movie in 15, you know what I'm saying, in 15 seconds. What's
Sure.
the pitch?
All right, group of people go to make a porno in 1979, and they're on a ranch, so they're on the farm, and the old couple, they get jealous, and the old woman wants to be able to be in the porn, but she can't because she's old and needs to get love, so she ends up going on a murdering spree, and so does the husband, and it's kind of creepy, and has Texas Chainsaw vibe to it.
But that's what but that's not a pitch, bro.
That's a
I'm saying
pitch.
that's the plot. I'm saying, what's your pitch? You're saying, oh, a pitch is like, okay, think this meets this, but we're doing this and adding this. You just described the plot of it.
That's a pitch. You
not
don't
a
always go
pitch.
into a pitch and say it's this plus this equals that. That's crazy.
I'm asking you, I know. All right, regardless, I was just saying nothing is new about this. That's why I was asking what the pitch is.
Sure,
like, what's the pitch here,
But
you know?
that's what I think is good about it, though, because it's familiar, where you're going, oh, okay, like, I've seen this a dozen times. Like, I'm getting the vibe, like, it's familiar, right? It's just, oh, people go down this, like a Texas Chainsaw, way better than, obviously, the remake, or the new one, but it's it's people going down in Texas or some barren land, and you don't know your hosts. Like, we've seen that before.
Absolutely.
But I felt like it was familiar enough, but it had splashes of new with the direction, with the kills, with the plot. That it's it's an old woman. Spoilers. We're not spoiling too much, sorry, but spoilers. But she is the killer just because of the fact that she wants to be loved again. It's not like these group of kids did anything wrong. It's not like they killed someone in her family or they ran someone over.
That's always the point. It's like usually the kids never do anything wrong.
Sure,
Yeah.
and it's really just out of sheer lack of attention.
It's not, yes, I was going to say, it ain't love, dude.
No, it's lack of attention. It's wanting
sex.
to be,
She
wanting to
wants
get banged.
Lust. It's
Yeah,
lust,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt like there wasn't enough of a mystery or any sort of creativity behind who these people are. There is nothing. Who are they, bro? Who are they? Do you know who they are?
Well,
What?
know a little bit, but I think there's a reason why he's not revealing so much. And
Like what?
You know the answer.
I'm asking you, who are they as people?
You
who
just
are
know
they?
them as two people who fell in love, and he went away to World War II.
My point is, you don't get to know them.
But there's a reason why.
In Texas Chainsaw,
Yeah.
you get to know the sadistic family and
True.
all of the different characters.
True.
Right?
True.
So that's where it lacked for me was I didn't find the people interesting, the old guy or the old woman. I just didn't find them interesting. I really
Okay.
didn't. I was like,
right.
oh wait, this is gonna be all right. But what's the twist here? What not a twist as far as like shocking or surprising us, but what is the catch? Like what is going? And there is no catch. There is no like creative reason of why this lady all of a sudden is just gonna murder these people who are making a porno.
Well, yeah, I mean, but again, we reveal, and it's a small spoiler.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Whatever,
that's
dude.
fine.
We're on crunch time here, you know what I'm saying?
Crunch time.
That they have killed before. So it's not like this is her first rodeo. Because that's what I was thinking too. I'm going, ooh, well, what is this it? No, but it looks like they've done it before. And
What, once maybe?
well, again, Ty West is not diving into that so much because
At all.
of what he's planned and what his plan is.
To do a fucking prequel with the old woman?
And then a sequel, so it's
Oh
gonna be
my
3.
God!
Yeah, so I think that's why. I think that's the answer. I think
But
that's
see,
the
that's
answer I got.
bullshit. That's bullshit. You need to have. It's like Dune. It's like Dune. I didn't like it because it's not a complete story. If you need to have this movie be a complete story, there was nothing to this movie, bro. Like there was no reason behind half of the shots. I was consciously in the movie theater going like, all right, why are they showing this here? Like, why do we need to show? They pull up, get out of their van, talk to the old woman, the old guy. All right, we're coming in, right? And then there's a minute and a half of them like going to the van, and it's showing her completely walk to the van. Different shot, open the door, take all these monotonous things that mean nothing. It's meandering because he knows there isn't enough time here to fill up an hour and 40-minute movie. So much time to me was just wasted on nothing. No character building, no relationship building. I didn't connect with any fucking character. And I was like, Ty West, what, dude? You usually write characters great. Like,
sure.
your characters are fleshed out.
Yeah.
No one's fucking fleshed out in this movie. Who's fleshed out to you?
Yeah, I mean, they don't. The most that they pay attention to is Mia Goth, but that's it. Like in comparison to everyone else, you're right. Everyone is. There's not too much of an extensive background on any of them. Yeah,
or even traits where we can kind of dissect and say, well, it's like the main girl wants to be a star. Okay,
yeah,
get it. There's nothing there, man. And it's a shame to me. It's really a shame because I love the idea of a low budget horror movie directed by a low budget horror movie director being released in theaters. I fucking love that. I'll take that every day of the week.
Sure.
And that's why I'm so upset with this, because I will never watch this again. Even the kills weren't suspenseful to me. Like, what? The kills just weren't even suspenseful. I'm like, oh, okay, we know right now she's gonna kill this whatever in the barn or whatever it was. And there was no, like, do a cat and mouse. Do some sort of cat and mouse shit. Or there's none of that in this movie. Like, 2%.
Okay. Yes.
You know?
I see what you're saying. I just remember being just along for the ride and just saying, okay, I know what's going to happen. I know this person's going to get killed, but I was fine with it. It was just, we can both agree that he's a really good filmmaker, right?
He's a good filmmaker.
Do you feel that this film was not well made?
I mean, what do you mean, technically?
Yeah.
Like, no, technically it's fine. It's fine. Technically it's a fine movie.
Sure.
But that's the technical side.
Sure, but do you feel like the pacing was not good?
Horrible pacing.
See, I was fine with the slow I guess you could say the slow first half leading into
you were
crescendo.
fine with that?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Okay, see, I love slow burns, but I compared it to like the Babadook, and I'm like, okay, the Babadook's a very slow movie, and even The Witch, and all these slow burn movies, and I'm going, but you are fully engaged, and every scene means something. Every scene, even if it's slow, and like Hellbender, we reviewed last week. Check it out, watch it on our YouTube. You didn't like it, you're like, not much happens, right?
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, oh, so much happens. It's a slow burn the entire time. And we disagreed on that as well.
Yeah.
But that is a perfect example of every scene matters and every scene means something, even if nothing's happening. This, I don't feel that way. Like, what was the first 45 minutes? What was the like, why were we seeing this, you know? Why were we seeing this? This is definitely trying to be an elevated slasher movie. It's an A24. It's not some throwaway B movie,
right.
You know? So what's the reason for it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you are asking me, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that was for me or the general
what was your
audience.
Interpretation of you said you liked the first like 45 minutes. Why?
I was along
Why
for it.
did you like it?
Because
you know?
I knew it was building up to everyone's going to die. And again, they let you know in the beginning that everyone's going to die.
Of course, but that's every slasher. That's every slasher. You know these kids are going to die. Like, you know, you're watching a slasher movie.
But this was like, everyone's going to die. I didn't expect anyone to live at all. And oh, well, shit, sorry. But we're spoiling, right? Like,
yeah, sure.
It's already out there, right? Fuck it.
Who cares?
So, yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, either everyone's dead or one person's going to survive. And of course, it was me.
Of course, but I didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Not at all. I'm like, oh yeah, people are going to die. One person might live. There's a final girl. We know that in slashers, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So I just, there was nothing new in it for me, man. I'm sorry. There was just nothing new in it, you know?
But I see that. But I was okay with the nothing new aspect. I was okay with the familiar, but let's see what he does with it. And I felt like it felt new because of what he added on top of it.
Like, I'm asking you what?
Sure. I think I think to me, the old woman is a really good villain. I know we're going to get more backstory. And look, I'm going to scrap anything he's planning. I'm talking about this movie, right?
Yeah.
I think she's a really good villain because there were scenes where she creeped the fuck out of me, Mikey.
Oh, yeah, no.
She creeped the fuck out of me.
Absolutely agree.
I know you're saying that maybe the motivation might be a little like, okay, so you just haven't been banged in a while, so you're going to kill 6 people, whatever the case is. But there's definitely more to it. And again.
Like what?
Well, I'm done with mentioning it. Well, no, I don't know. I think they're going to flesh that out with the other films. But I think there's more to it, and like that does get me excited. But for this alone, you kind of just have to go, all right, that's why she's killing them. She's going for it right now.
I never said I had a problem with the lust, though.
Yeah.
I never said that. The motivation is not a problem for me. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, that's not what I'm talking about. And I agree. It's cool to have an old lady as a slasher. That's cool. You have the opposite of like a Jason.
Right.
I like that idea.
Right.
That's awesome. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
But I think that doesn't make it, for me, a good movie just because it's a non-typical villain in the film.
Yeah, no, I mean, that doesn't always save it, but I think it worked in this. I think it worked enough, and then you come to realize that, the husband's in on it too.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, then I'm just, I personally liked the kills. I liked everything with the pond and the alligator. I was cool with that. And I was cool with it. This movie, it was like the first time in a long time where I was actually having visceral reactions to what was happening. Whether I was laughing or being like, oh, shit.
What?
Didn't see some things coming.
Like what? What didn't you see coming?
I didn't see, no, I knew the alligator was in there, but I didn't know if Ty West was maybe going to hold off on a little bit, and I didn't expect it right then and there.
Because
I didn't even expect the alligator the first time you see it on the overhead shot, which is a great shot. I'm like, oh shit, there's going to be an alligator in this fucking movie. I didn't know that.
And that's another reason why I didn't like it. They show us the alligator, and you go, okay, so you lock it in your brain. Alligators are in this pond, right? But what does he do? What does he do later on in the movie? He re-mentions it. The guy re-mentions it and goes...
Oh, to Kid Cudi?
And goes, there's gators now. I go, someone's getting killed by a gator. Ty, don't treat us like we're idiots, man. We know there's gators in there. We locked it in our brain.
True.
We're not idiots.
Yeah.
But he dumbed it down and said, no, I got to remind him again. It was like 6 minutes before the chick died.
Yeah.
I was like, what, dude? Don't treat us like we're morons. And then just walking on the dock, I go, oh my God, she's going to push her in an alligator. I'm like, that there were no. That's the only pay. There were no setups and payoffs in this entire movie. And to me, a good script has setups and payoffs. This had no setups and payoffs besides the alligator one that he reminded us again.
Okay. It happens after dark.
What do you think is on it?
I see one goddamn fucked up horror picture.
Any other setups and payoffs that you can think of that I'm missing?
No, I don't think so. I really don't.
Okay.
And
You just didn't care. You were like about setups and payoff.
No, it's not that I didn't care about what I was seeing. I was
about having a setup and a payoff. You were just like, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Because again, I mean, I don't think you always need that in a slasher. Like, I don't think you always need setup payoff, especially when it comes to killing off characters. Even in the original Friday the 13th, like, there's not too much setup and payoff.
Well, that was one of the first, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
Even Halloween, shit.
That was one of,
Sure,
you're taking...
so you don't need it to be effective, though, right? You don't need that.
You want, I get it, the gore and the practical effects, absolutely.
Sure.
1,000%. But this movie, to me, I guess meandering is a good word to use for it for me. There was wasted time. This felt like a short to me. Kids go to a place. Why are there? You can cut 40 to 50 minutes out of this movie, and it doesn't change how I look at any of the characters. What was the only meaningful relationship between our main 6 characters that you felt?
Meaningful
Well, you
relationship
actually felt
amongst...
something. Like where you're watching it and you're like, oh, okay, I get who these people are. They're 3-dimensional. They're not just cardboard cutouts.
So I would actually go with Kid Cudi's character.
Really?
In the fact that he was an ex-Marine and that he was showing kindness to this old dude when you knew something was up with the old dude. But then even when he goes out there, it's like, no, like, we're going to find your wife. Like, I was actually on board with that. And I was like,
that's a great decision by a human being.
Absolutely. Well, exactly. So I remember when he got shot, I'm just like, oh, dude, I felt bad. Out of anyone who got killed, it was him who did it for me because of how he was showing compassion. And as an ex-Marine, I was like, oh, okay, shit, this guy's a good guy. I felt bad when he got killed more than anybody else.
Okay.
Fuck the main guy.
Okay. But to me, that doesn't make him more than one-dimensional. I'm saying what's her name? The young Spanish girl. She's the only character in this, and her boyfriend maybe too, that I was like, oh, I know who this person is. I know who they are. She makes a change. She's like, oh, come to this. And she's the only one that felt like a real person.
Yeah.
Everybody else didn't feel like that to me. And when you're meandering and you don't have a lot of story to film, then we should learn who these people are so that when they die, you actually at least care about them. I didn't care when anybody died in this. I was just like, okay, I don't know who these people, like, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
At least make me know who they are. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because it's Ty West, and I know he can make a good horror movie with good characters. That's why. If I didn't know who he was, I'd be like, oh, you don't need to know the characters in a slasher. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I know he can. Like the innkeepers, you know those 2 employees in and out. In House of the Devil, you know every person in that house in and out.
Yeah.
That was missing for me in this. That's a big reason why I didn't like it. No one felt real. Everything felt just, oh man, the tone was so weird to me. I didn't like it, man, and I wish I did.
I wish you did.
I wish I did.
And honestly, This is the most shocked I've been about you not liking something, but I see why now. But at the beginning,
I'm trying to explain. Yeah, exactly.
No, for sure. At the
'Cause
beginning,
of
I was like,
course.
what? Like, all right, hey, look, man, no problem. You like
Yeah.
Hellbender? I don't know.
Of course, because Hellbender's better than X.
All right, so I know we are hitting our producer. Just let us know we're running out of time.
Hey, George. Okay,
Thanks, George.
man.
So scores. You've got to give scores first.
I'm gonna give what was this called? X. Why you taking my shit? Oh, fuck, dude.
Look, it's a great idea. I'm gonna keep going.
At
with
least
it.
give me credit for that.
It's like the
dude.
brown out, you know.
I'm gonna give. All right, I'm gonna give X a. I'll give it a 5. I'll say it was halfway there.
Okay.
I'll say it was halfway. What about you?
I'm gonna give this an 8.7.
Okay, 87. All right, man. I like it. That's cool.
8.7 for X.
All right, we're gonna talk for a little bit more on our podcast. That's not film because we like to kind of take our clothes off, get a little
Get a
fucking,
drink, you know,
get
get a
a
little
drink,
loose.
get a little fucking, a little frisky. We're
my
talking
chain
about
in.
X here. You know what I'm
Talking
saying?
about X,
Talking
dude.
about X. So you can click the link in the description or search Fiends Watch on your podcast app. So that's it, man. It's
That's it.
2 movies in a row we disagree with. I love that.
Yeah,
I
it's kinda
love
interesting, isn't it?
dialogue that
Yeah.
so I can understand you and hopefully
Yeah.
you can understand me. I love that. Dude.
I agree.
Absolutely love that.
I like when we like the same stuff, but it's interesting when we don't.
You can't have it. Otherwise, it's fucking peanut butter and peanut butter.
Dude, I'd kill you.
So, all right, guys, listen. Thanks for fucking by the watch one more time.
As
We're gonna be back next time that with something that maybe we agree on, but I mean, he's an idiot, so probably not. 50-50. I don't know.